All right, chip of the day is a TPS79301. There's a family of parts. The 301, though, is adjustable. This is a linear regulator, and the other ones are fixed voltages. But I have the fancy adjustable one. So this thing's claim to fame is super low noise, super low dropout, all that good kind of stuff. 200 milliamps. The dropout is 0.11 volts. So very nice. It's also very low noise, 32 microvolts of noise and stuff. So it'd be great to be used in somewhere where that matters, like a RF circuit or a VCO circuit. Little parts, these are SOT23-5s and -6s. I've got the -6. Good size. They're surface mount, but still reasonable. These are sort of low voltage. It will regulate between 1.2 and 5.5 volts, all right? And what else do we need to know about it? Not a lot. 0 microamps to 200 milliamps, 1.22 volts to 5.2 volts is normal operating. Really, you can put 6 volts into the part, but really 5.5 is the recommended maximum. So it would make a 5-volt regulator down to a 1.2-volt regulator. So that's what it can be used for. So this is how I'm going to have it hooked up. There's an input and an output, a ground. There's an enable pin. You can turn it on and off and just have that wired to the input, so it's always on. There is a, they call it, what do they call it in here? Feedback or something? Anyway, I should show you the block diagram. It's a real nice block diagram. This will make more sense. All right, so here's the block diagram. There's a pass transistor, so in and out. There's a op amp that looks at the voltage that you program. So this is, the VREF is I think 1.2 volts. So internal V reference, band gap reference. So you have 1.2 volts, and then the resistor divider, you get to pick what you want out there. And the band gap reference has been brought out on a pin. So they call it bypass, but it's basically a capacitor to put on VREF. And what that does is a 250K resistor internal to the part. So you've got 250K and some C that you put in here, 0.01 microfarads, something like that. And that just makes this thing very, very quiet, very, very low noise. And that's how they get away with the low noise specification, by having this external capacitor on the V reference. Now, you don't need to put one here. It would work without it, but it's going to be way, way better with one out there. All right. It's got over current protection and over thermal protection. So, as with most new modern linear regulators, they pretty bulletproof now. They look for max current and they look for max temperature and shut themselves down. All right. So this 0.01 capacitor here is on the VREF, internal VREF. And then I have a potentiometer here for my divider. And we will be able to get some regulated voltage here. And I have a smoothing capacitor on the output. So let's take a look. All right, here's the chip down here on the little adapter board. And I have a potentiometer so we can adjust the voltage. And so I'm going to input 5.5 volts. That's sort of its recommended maximum, 5.5. So we'll do that. And then we will take a look at the output voltage once I figure out how to get the glare off the camera. There we go, 5 volts. So if I want this all on camera just a second. All right, so if I reach over here to the potentiometer, I can set this thing all the way down to 1.2 volts and all the way up to the 5.5 volts that I have going in, or anything in between. Let's say I want 3 volts. I can just turn my pot and gives me 3 volts. Now, that's unloaded, so let's let it settle down. TPS79301 volts. Now I'll load it down 100 milliamps, and nothing happened. Maybe 001. So yeah, it regulates really well. I have been impressed with that, and I do like the little package. So I don't know if these are still built or not, but they are nice little regulators. I like them. They, you know, only do 5 volts, or, you know, if you need a 3.3 volts or something like that. But I think where they really would come in valuable is like if you have a VCO that you want to move around, you can use this. That might be nice. All right, well, there you go. That was the tip of the day, a TPS79301. I have a little assortment of them here. I'll have to find some good projects to put them in. But ultra low noise, high power supply ripple rejection, fast, low dropout, all the good stuff.